Shalom. Call halal Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Peace Israel. I want to go into a couple of scriptures while I got a few minutes left on my break here. I'm going to start here at Revelation 12 and 12. Bear with me. My phone's a little slow. Rev 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Okay, this is end time prophecy here, and I want to go into really quick this word, devil, diabolos. Goes into prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely, excuse me, an accumulator of false accusers, slanderer, metaphor applied to a man who by opposing the cause of the Most High may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. Okay, so it's applied to a man, right? So I don't really have the skills to throw together a proper lesson, but just bear with me. I'm just new to this stuff here. Just trying to get something in here. So I want to go to Genesis. Come on now. 25 and 23. This is Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So this is talking about 2 nations are in thy womb. This is the beginnings of the nation of Edom and the nation of Israel, right? These 2 children that were separated from thy bowels were the progenitors of both nations. Okay, one shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Okay, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Now, there were twins, but it tells you right here that one of them came out red all over like a hairy garment. Okay, so they weren't identical twins. They were fraternal twins, I believe it's called, meaning one of them can look totally different than the other one, but they were both born in the same woman in the same womb at the same time. Okay, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Okay, so they didn't describe how Jacob looked, only how Esau looked, because at the time, nobody else in the earth was without color. All of the nations of Shem, Ham, and Japheth were all people of color. Okay, the Africans, the Hamites would be the people of Africa. The Shemites would be the people of the Middle East. The Chinese and the Japanese. Who else? Some of the Elamites, I believe, are Shemites. What else? Okay, and then the Japhites would be your islanders, your Tongans, your what do you call them? Samoans, your Aborigines of Australia. Those are the Japhites. So all of the people in the world had color until Esau was born, and he was the progenitor of the nation of Edom, right? And so Now we want to go to this is just a quick rundown to more for myself to get the feel of and solidify my understanding, as well as to share with you who the devil is, right? And so that was the beginnings of the nation of Edom, and we're going to show you how they are linked with being called the devil. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as I can. Okay, so thus dwelt Esau. This is Genesis 36:8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Okay, so from here on out, when it refers to Edom or Esau, it's talking about the people of Esau in the majority of what's written. Okay, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Okay, these are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Edah, the wife of Esau; Reuel, the son of the Bashemath, wife of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz were Timon, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, Kenaz. Timah was concubine. Esau's son, she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. Amalek is the head tribe of Esau, and that would be your what do you call them? The people who run the banks of the world and all of that. Those are the tribe of Amalek. They control the earth. Okay. And these are the sons. Okay, I want to go down here. These were the dukes of the sons of Esau. Okay. Duke Korah, Duke Gatam, Duke Amalek. Okay. And so real quick, I'm going to go over here and show you what a duke is. What is a duke? Duke. These are the dukes of Edom right here. Modern day dukes of Edom. Okay? These are the dukes of Edom. These are the Edomites that the Bible is speaking of. And they're an ancient people. They go all the way back to Genesis. As a matter of fact, they go all the way back to the Garden of Eden, you know. But that's for another lesson at another time. I want to get through this really quick, as fast as I can, with as much edification as I can, and to get myself used to going through it. Okay, so I'm going to go from there to Job 2, right? Job 2. Job 2. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered, From going to and fro in the earth, and from waking up and down in it. Okay, so the point of this is, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. So there's a difference between the devil on earth and the spiritual demon Satan. This here is speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's not talking, so there is a difference. But the spiritual demon Satan does have a physical counterpart here on the earth. Okay? So when we go through Job 30 and verse 15. Okay, this is Job 30 and verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Right? So these are men on the earth who are giving Job hell, right? Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time and desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. So the Most High had brought these people low to a caveman like states, right? And they were cutting up mallows. I believe mallows are like are like roots, and cut up roots and mallows and juniper roots for their meat. Okay, they were desolate and waste. They were driven from among men. They cried after them as a thief, to dwell in the clefts of the valleys and the caves of the earth and the rocks. You know what I mean? So if we go here real quick and say caves of Petra. Let's go to the caves of Petra real quick. We'll go to images, and you see these caves here. All these are the caves of Petra, right? This is Esau's ancient homeland. Okay, and these are just a few pictures. If you go into it, like, they had huge cities of caves. You know what I mean? Let's go over here to the caves of Cappadocia. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the caves of Cappadocia that Esau lived in. You know? Huge cities of caves. And this is why they build skyscrapers today. Because that ancient spirit is still in them to live up high in the mountains. You know what I mean? And so there's another one here I wanted to go to real quick. Caves of Georgia, Russia. Let's go to images. You see? Everywhere. Georgia, Russia. This is the home. This is the Caucasus Mountains. You know what I mean? Esau's homeland. You see that? So they were, in fact, the ancient cavemen that the world knows. You know, this is where they came from. And so the scripture is spot on when it tells you they were driven from among men, and they cried after them as a thief. Okay? And so where was I? Job. Okay, so Malachi 1 and 4. Let's go to it real quick. Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, because they were driven from among men, you know what I mean, and brought to a very low state. But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. And they call them the border of wickedness because everywhere they go, the things that they do are disgusting to the Lord. You know what I mean? And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. This word indignation means righteous anger. And it's because of the way that they are. You know, they don't follow the Lord at all. You know, and it's obvious in this land that they control right now. You know, everything that they do is against the Lord. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is Numbers 20 and 21. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. Okay, so when we came out of, our people came out of Egypt, they wanted to go through through the land of Edom to get to the promised land, you know. Okay, so then they wanted to cut through a shortcut. And so our people told him, Numbers 20 and 17, let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields nor through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom say unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway, and if my cattle drink of any water, then we'll pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and a strong hand. So the Israelites had done nothing to the Israelites up until that point. You know what I mean? And so they were in Egypt for 400 years. You know what I mean? And so they couldn't have done anything to them, but they wouldn't let them pass. And that's that ancient hatred, the enmity that the Most High put between the serpent and the woman in the garden, right? And so Isaiah 10 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. I know I'm skipping a whole lot, but, you know, I'm just trying to get this in. Unrighteous decree, that right grievance which they prescribe, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Okay, so turn aside the needy from judgment and take away the right from the poor. We're the poor, and they take away all our rights, our God-given right to drink clean water, to eat food. You know what I mean? They make us pay for everything, water, food, and the food that we pay for is poison. You know what I mean? Take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey. They do everything they can to kill our men. We're the highest population of prisoners in this country. You know what I mean? And if we're not in jail by the time we're 21, we're probably dead. You know what I mean? So that means that there's only women left, and they can take advantage of them, you know, and they may rob the fatherless. So, like, you can rob the fatherless when all of the natives signed treaties with these people, and they were all given allotments. They killed off their men by giving them alcohol and hunting them down in other ways, and ended up getting those lands into their hands through shiesty means. You know what I mean? And so it all started here in the book of First Maccabees. Let me get that. First Maccabees 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and the Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So Alexander was the first to rule over Greece, and he made many wars and many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch as the earth was quiet before him, whereon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings and became tributaries unto him. Right? Okay. And so let's go down here to First Maccabees 1 and 40. Okay. And so this is where a lot of the misconceptions about who the Gentiles are in the Bible, it comes from this book here. Because people don't consider the Apocrypha, Christians say it's not canon, so they don't believe it's the word of the Most High. But when we read here in First Maccabees 40 and 41, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple. So no more offerings, no more temple worship, no more, none of that. And that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. No more following the Sabbath, no more high holy days, no more, none of that. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. And so from there, the people who consented, at first it was a decree that you should do this, right? And so they made themselves polluted, right? Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. And so they took all, leave their children uncircumcised, made their souls abominable with all manners of uncleanness and profanation. And so from there, our people became uncircumcised and abominable because of the things that they were doing, following the Greeks, right? To the end that they may forget the law and change all the ordinances, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, that he should die. In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could file for succor. And so this was the beginning of the scattering of the Israelites at the hand of the Edomites, right? Now in the 15th day of the month Caslu, in the 150th year, they set up abomination of desolation upon the altar, guided altars throughout the cities of Judah, and burnt incense in the doors of their houses and the streets. Okay, so, and where's verse 57, and wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should be put to death. And so it was from the time of the Greeks, even before the Romans came on the scene, during the time of the Greeks, they had taken the book, our holy book, which is the Bible. They had taken it, right? They had it translated into the Greek, and that's why when you look up the Strongs, you find the Greek, and all these things are all written in the Greek. And so this has been going on for a very, very long time, right? So let me see, where am I at here? Okay, let me see here. This is 1 Maccabees 6:1. About that time, King Antiochus, travailing through the high countries, heard say that Elimius in the country of Persia, and city greatly renowned for riches, silver, that there was in it very rich temple, wherein the coverings of gold. Oh, I didn't want that. Okay, my bad. And so I'm going to go, after the Greeks came the Romans, right? Okay, so I'm going to go here. Revelation 12:1. Okay? Revelation 12:1. This is Revelation 12:1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. That woman being the nation of Israel, the sun and the moon being wisdom and understanding, I'm pretty sure, and the head of crown 12 stars, 12 tribes, right? And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. So we go into this word real quick, dragon. Okay, and he's red. Remember, Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. This word dragon goes into dracon, right? A dragon, a great serpent. Remember the serpent in the garden? A name for Satan, okay? 7 heads and 10 horns. That would be right here. I have it written down. The great red dragon is Germania Major, Germania Minor, Rome, Greece, France, Spain, and Britain. And America is the horde that rides the beast. Okay? And so it goes into dragon. Dragon goes into the word dracon. And when you go into dracon, it goes into draconian laws. What up? What up? Draconian laws. Draconian laws. We want all. Draconian laws are most noteworthy for their harshness. They were said to be written in blood rather than ink. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. And so, like today, the law doesn't really apply so much to the white man. It only applies to our people. You see all the time when these people get caught up in all of their things, they always get off. But our people get the worst. You know what I mean? That's draconian. You know what I'm saying? And so the evidence is here that these are, in fact, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And so from there, let's go to Revelation. Come on, phone. 13. What was it? 13 and 2. Okay. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. The leopard would be the Greeks, and the bear would be the Russians, and his mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads that was wounded as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. So the Roman Empire did fall, and they went into to nothingness, I guess you'd say, because they call it the Dark Ages. But that's really when Jake took over the Europe and all of that shit, right? And so his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon and gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? So that dragon deadly wound was healed, that beast. And it came back as America, NATO, and the EU. And that's why it says the world worship after them, who is like unto the beast. Because for all of these years, nobody could touch America and NATO. You know what I mean? And they still really can't. But they're going to try, you know? And so let's go from there. Revelation 16 and 2. And the first went and poured out his vial. Okay, wait up. 13 and 16, right? Okay, and so this is speaking of the beast here also, these people. Revelation 13 and 13, and doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from the heaven, speaking of these missiles that they're going to shoot on the earth and in the sight of men, because it's already happened when they did Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, and he had wound by a sword and did live. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast could speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And this is exactly where we are in the prophecy, in time, in real time. They're causing all, right now they're putting it up as convenience. You can open your car door. You can start your computer. You can pay for snacks at the snack bar. You can get on the bus. You can get on the train. But eventually, when not enough people do it, when not enough Israelites do it, they're going to make it mandatory, because you're going to see that white people and Chinese, they all do these things, but they're not the people of the Lord. They're not the ones that are under the law. We are. And so when they realize that we're not going for it, what's going to come after that is going to be right here. Right here. And the first, so they're going to come down with great wrath, and they're going to say, they know that I have but a short time, right? And so now that they see that the Israelites are waking up and we're warning our people, they know that the cat's out of the bag. They know that they don't have very much time left, because Yahushua is real, and they know this. And so they're going to try to do what they can to keep their kingdom and to keep us down, right? And so the first went out, Revelation 16:2, the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome, grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. And so if we go into this word noisome, right? Poured out, there fell a noisome. Just real quick, of bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful. That's what noisome means. And grievous. Let's go into grievous. Okay. Noisome and grievous. Poneros. Full of labors, annoyances, hardships, pressed, harassed, labors, bringing toils, annoyances, perils, of a time of peril, bad, of a bad nature, condition, in a physical sense, diseased or blind, in an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. So if you take that mark, you have nothing but wickedness and a bad time and a terrible time coming in your future. Okay? This is the whole point of doing these lessons, of the men of the Lord waking up the Israelites, whether we be of the elect or not. We're supposed to learn what they're saying, absorb it, and teach somebody else, so that wherever we are, the people in our vicinity will be able to hear and understand. And that way they can't say that they haven't heard. Okay? Job 9:24. Okay. Job 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Malachi 1:4 told us that Edom is the wicked. Okay, so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, so if Esau, these Edomites, I showed you the picture of the Dukes of Edom. That was the princes of Wales, the princes of Britain, all of these people, because they're all connected. They're all related. Hitler's related to them, even though they say that they're different people. They're not. They're the same people. Okay? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If they weren't the ones who put themselves up as the Most High and his Son and called themselves the saints, then who did? And so now that I've gotten through that, and I've told you that these people are in fact the wicked, and if you follow their religion, which is Christianity, and you pray to Jesus Christ, you are committing idolatry against your Creator, Yahweh, if you are in fact an Israelite. And that would be to the so-called blacks, the Latinos, and the Native Americans. The Latinos that are of Native American descent, not just the Criollos and the people who were born of those people who invaded us. We're talking about the true native people of the Americas, okay? And so don't take that charagma, and stay tuned and watch Great Millstone videos to go into and learn more about the charagma and Jacob's trouble, which is soon to come. We're going into it now. And with that, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and I'll give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone because that's who I learned this truth from. Shalom.